Z, you sort of clambered your way back into sort of the docklands there just to sort of lay low for a small period of time, given your antics did not go particularly well. The rest of you, however, so let me get my notes up. Okay, so Benjamin, you visited the I think it was a powdered merchant or something along that sort of line. You managed to get a hold of a bunch of oil.
Barrel of alchemist fire.
Yes, yes. You're sort of clambering that through the town streets and whatnot on your way back. So, what would you all like to do? Okay. So, sort of, once you feel like the heat is off of you, start making your way back. Probably through back alleys and whatnot.
I don't quite remember, but I think I was following Rogue when he was running off.
I mean, that does.
You were with me.
Or with you. I was with someone, but I wasn't with the orch.
Okay. Well, what would you like to do?
I don't know.
So, choose which of the two groups you want to be with. Did you clamber off after Z, or are you with the bulk of the remainder of
Yeah, because I'm not with Benjamin and you at least.
Okay. Then
because I remember. I don't know.
Okay. So we'll say then after Z sort of clambered off and headed into the distance, you sort of were in pursuit a little way behind him. In which case, it's Benjamin and you sort of clambering their way through the streets and whatnot. You get a few sort of very weary-eyed looks in your direction as you sort of make your way through with this giant barrel of alchemist fire. In the meantime, VMAC, you're sort of in the Scoundrel's Pipe. There's sort of a good half a dozen, probably more patrons inside. A bard is playing in one corner, and there definitely just seems to be a nice and sort of easygoing melody playing on through the tavern. So VMAC, what are you doing during this time? Are you just sort of gonna see how things unfold inside the tavern, or is there anything particular?
I'm basically just keeping low. Maybe if I get like into a talk with someone, I just ask a bit around, like, do they have any going on?
Sounds good. And then we switch over to you and Benjamin. So you're making your way down the street. What would you like to do?
Benjamin, we're not really going to burn them, right? We're just going to threaten them with burning, right?
Of course not.
Which one was that an answer to?
Deception 100.
Let's move towards the cellar door.
But we're not going to actually burn them, yeah?
Not. Why would we not accidentally burn them?
I'm fucked. You know, I kind of like promised the police chief that we wouldn't cause too much trouble.
But is it solving a problem?
Depends on how you see it, because there are a bunch of high society people down there as well.
And they are the part of the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, but you know, not everyone will see it that way. But yeah, I'm all for a good threat as long as it doesn't accidentally catch fire by intent.
All right. If you want assurances, how about we ask the police chief lady we met before then?
You mean before we burn everything down?
Before we burn everything down.
I mean, she already told me that they would take care of it, and I don't think they're going to take care of it because it seems that this has been going on for a while.
That's why I should take care of it. This is why I stand there with a cask of the alchemist fire.
So, when you start pouring it down the stairs, what are you actually going to do?
The plan is to pour it down the stairs and prepare a few flasks of oil and set those on fire so that they can't escape through the cellar door. So that the baddies downside will burn, and of course the guys inside the tavern will have plenty of time to escape before it all burns down.
Uh-huh. And what
Solid
about
plan, right?
what about leaving this sounds highly illegal, by the way. I'm okay with illegal, but you know, still murder. Like
Just gotta have you get your hands dirty to solve some things.
So at this point, you can sort of just make out the silhouette of the scoundrel's pipe in the distance of your vision. You sort of have a few more minutes before you finally reach back at the tavern in time.
But
Like,
do you?
if you really want to, we can always ask the lady if she should do it or not. I'm just saying this would solve a problem, even if they didn't want to. Like a happy little accident.
I really think we should talk to her, but she's not going to like condone this in any way
Why not?
because she's the head of the police. She's not going to allow murder.
I've done this plenty of times. It was always sanctioned, so.
Right. Okay. Let's go talk to the lady because this
All right.
is.
Just hurry up, it's kind of heavy.
I can guard the barrel if you go talk to her if you want to, or I can carry the barrel.
Yeah, sure.
I actually have like higher strength because I'm an orc because for some reason. So that shouldn't be any trouble for me to carry the.
I'm not made for carrying stuff now. It's kind of heavy on me.
So I'll carry it if we go to the lady.
Okay. So you quickly sort of exchange the barrel. You sort of pick it up without too much difficulty whatsoever, and you make your way back over to where the captain's guard was. You head on inside. At this point in the evening, it seems fairly empty and devoid of activity. But there is nevertheless a couple of guards on duty, and they sort of give you a nod of respect as you. They usher you on inside, and you find yourselves at a familiar office with the captain of the guard. Give a quick nod, and you hear the voice inside. Yeah, who is it?
Benjamin and you.
There's this long, drawn-out sigh before finally you hear someone clamber up towards the door. What do you want?
First, I'm sorry, milady. I couldn't really talk him out of it, but at least hi. Never mind. Benjamin, you do the talking.
She sort of turns to yourself, Benjamin, with an expecting look on her face.
Inside the cellar of one of the taverns, there's a den full of criminality. And I was planning to take care of it, but you didn't want me to.
Sorry, can you pass that by me again?
Well, there's this tavern, and I'd say the name tavern, I forgot it.
The Scoundrel's Pipe.
The Scandal's Pipe. And to investigate, we were kind of iffy about the place. We went inside the cellar, and there were like armed guards, criminals everywhere inside the cellar. They taunted us, and they set us outside the cellar again.
And when was this?
Just tonight.
Sort of gives you a query eye up and down. Make a persuasion check.
Oh no, I have to roll actual dice. Fuck.
I'll add in. Yeah, we saw some crests actually as well. There was some ship on waves, circle with upside down triangle, oak tree on a shield, and iron chains linked inside of a circle. I think it was. And
11 persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say with the addition of use clues, Benjamin, you get advantage.
Oh, advantage. Bloop. So 11 is the highest.
Okay. He sort of looks query-eyed at you, and you definitely get the impression there was a reaction when you mentioned a few bits and pieces. I don't know what this is, but I'm willing to go along with it.
Yeah.
I was about to finish my shift for the evening, but I guess that won't be happening now. At which point she sort of turns around and grabs what looks to be a breastplate off the wall, and she begins putting. Meet me outside in 10 minutes, and we'll investigate this. You got it?
Thank you. We actually we lied a bit to them. We said we were there in your business, but basically everyone just laughed in our faces. That's why we left.
Okay. So, she sort of shuts the door on you, and you can sort of hear some rummaging around in her back office. You sort of head on outside, and after a short sort of break, she comes back out with a few guards in tow, making for a total of 4 of them. Sort of says to you, these are all the men I could muster at this hour. It's not exactly easy to get individuals to spare, shall we say. So,
if all goes according to plan, this should be easy as pie.
I hope you're right with that. But nevertheless, lead on and let's see where this. So, you head on back through the streets of Edgeport. There's no sort of, as you're heading back through with 6 of you've definitely sort of drawn a bit of attention to yourselves as you sort of make your way through. Passers-by, even at this hour, sort of just stop what they're doing and watch as you sort of approach and head on off towards the Scoundrel's Pipe. And as you get within earsight, you can clearly make out the 2 guards that were guarding the cellar door from earlier. The captain of the guard and the other guards sort of lay low and sort of just sort of watch for a good 10-15 minutes just to see whether there's any movements and whatnot. And she turns to you both and says, so this is the place you were on about?
Yes.
Yes, in the basement.
And you say how many of them were in there?
Did we actually get a number?
Yeah. I can't remember the exact number.
I think it was about a dozen or so.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Crossbows. Yeah, I can remember that.
Yeah.
Oh well. So
Black leather armor.
And will we find our way back?
at this point, Z and Mela, you're sort of making your way through, and you sort of turn around a corner, and you can just sort of make out the inn in time. And across on the other side, you can sort of see a number of sort of town guard keeping low and just keeping a lookout. And you recognize a very familiar sight of you just carrying this hulking barrel of alchemist fire behind them. Okay. So, let's. Do you want to make a stealth check, Z? Unless you want to make your presence known. Okay.
Can I roll my perception?
Please
Or
do.
is it roll
Can you roll?
against-
On by
Okay.
What's
you're
the extra?
good. I won't notice you.
Sorry, what was that, Benjamin?
No, I'm almost inside.
Okay. So you're able to sort of work out sort of a back alley passage, Z, that will take you up like to the side of the group. You get probably within 20, 25 feet, and it definitely doesn't seem that they've been able to ascertain. In terms of what you see, however, you see what looks to be 4 town guard, just not exactly camping, but staking out this establishment. You hear a few of them whisper to one another, sort of trying to work out like who the individuals might be guarding the cellar. You sort of hear sort of names being thrown out. Seems like a few mercenary companies and whatnot. And then the guards sort of turn to you and Benjamin and sort of chatter here and there about what they saw, how many numbers inside the tavern and whatnot. So, after a short amount of time, the captain of the guard says, "Right, we head on. We head on into the tavern. We ask the owners what's going on. From there, we can ascertain what's going on behind all of this and see our next position, our next."
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a problem with that?
If you go inside and leave the guards outside to guard the cellar door, it'll be fine. In case they try to make a run for it.
Well, if this place is as dangerous as you were saying, I don't want to go by myself. So if you're willing to accompany on my journey, perhaps we might be able to strike it up.
I can go with you.
Are we going into the basement? There might be a like.
How?
I mean,
How low is he?
If this is really like a normal place for secret criminal meetings, they probably have an escape zone out from the house as well, I guess.
Okay. So with that, Captain of the Guard sort of steps forward. You, Benjamin, and Zed, you say you're going?
I'm
Okay.
going.
She sort of approaches the two guards and sort of just walks out brazenly into the street. The two individuals sort of put down a stein of ale and sort of turn to her, almost in sort of a look of alarm. But they try their best to keep their composure. So they turn around and say, and what? And who the fuck might you? Captain of the Guard sort of turns back and says, "We're here with the town. We're the town guard. We're the ones who are going to be asking questions. I've heard some pretty serious reports on goings on in this place, and I'm wanting to take a look."
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I try to walk up and stand, if it's at all possible, to stand between the guys guarding the hatch and the hatch, so then they don't kick the hatch or something. To alert them.
Okay. Very well. Right. Yeah. So they sort of they have their hands on their weapons, sort of ready to go if anything does break out. But they're not sort of overly hostile just yet. More so inquiring as to why you guys are here more than anything, but ready for a throwdown in case it happens. You sort of approach along with the captain of the guard, and as she keeps them busy, you sort of work your way around and plant one of your feet onto the hatch, preventing it from being opened. So the two individuals guarding this place, they sort of look to you all. They definitely see they don't have the numbers quite in question. And after a brief pause, one of them just sort of says, all right, nothing going on in this business, but if you want to have a look, we ain't going to. They sort of then turn to yourself, you, and says, if you wouldn't mind.
I take my foot away.
Okay.
Wait. When they opened the hatch, was there a knock involved?
There was, yes.
I go to the hatch and do the same knock.
Okay. So you sort of push one of them aside, and you sort of do a series of quick knocking patterns that you heard them mention previously. The doors swing on open, and another of these mercenaries sort of peers out once more with a crossbow at the ready, but sort of ushers you in. So as the door opens, you head on down a set of steps that leads into almost like a basement of sorts. You see various barrels, crates, and whatnot, and a closed door at the far side. Inside here, there's another couple of individuals just sort of keeping watch of the place. Captain of the guard sort of just gives a look over in their direction, but doesn't say anything. But however, as you're sort of walking on through, she sort of looks on over to you, Benjamin, and whispers, "This doesn't seem right."
Are there any clues, trails left behind of where the people might have went?
This will probably be
Survival?
Probably survival, yeah.
All right. Try to do that then. $23.
Okay, very nice. So you sort of have gone through, and you can definitely tell sort of the main thrust of where individuals go is to and from the steps and the doorway itself. You can definitely tell that there were a number of individuals who passed on by fairly recently, probably within the past hour or so. You can also sort of make out that there seems to be a number of fresh footsteps going into the room in front of you in that time frame as well. As you sort of get into the room, you can almost immediately tell that there is quite a fine stench of various alcohols in this room. Okay. So as the remainder of the party sort of heads on through your nostrils sort of get this stench of alcohol, and you immediately sort of turn and begin. A few of the individuals that are in the room sort of see what you're doing, and one of them calls out to you and says, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? This is not your alcohol to be had, my friend." Sort of brings his club down and says, "I think you want to keep on." Okay.
Z, come on, Ozzy, let's go. You've had enough.
Tell her that's a lot of foot traffic is inside.
Okay. So you open up the door and you see the same meeting chamber that you saw previously. a large round table with various foodstuffs that seems almost not quite a banquet standards, but there's definitely enough food here for a hearty meal. You see a number of individual merchants, town guard. You see nobles, all sort of gathered around conversing with one another. And as you open up the door, just silence descends and all conversation stops. And one of them sort of stands up and looks to you and says, "See you returned, have you?"
Good evening.
We gave you a chance to walk away from all this business. You decided to come back and bring your little friend with you. We can't be having that.
As they're talking, I turn over to you.
Yeah.
And say, "Let's deal with this room first," and I close the door.
Okay. So I think from there we're gonna roll for initiative.
In the meantime, I just take a sip of alcohol
Okay.
because I ordered a beer.
VMAC, as you sort of are listening, it's quite a nice sort of melody that's playing in this tavern. You begin to hear sort of raised voices almost from underneath you. And then you hear what sounds like a slamming of a door and almost like a ruckus just break out underneath. It's faint, but you can definitely hear it.
Do I know that the others went downstairs?
No.
Then I have no reason to investigate it.
Fair enough.
I mean, unless the place starts being on fire, then yeah, then I need to do something.
Well, we'll soon find out.
In the
Okay.
meantime,
Yep.
because I think the pub owner gave me the business card.
He did, yes.
So I basically want to like get a conversation going with him.
Okay.
About stuff, business, what's going on.
Very well. Okay, we'll approach that in a minute. So, did anyone get 20 or above on the initiative count?
I got a 20.
Nice. Anyone get 15 or above?
Yes. I got 16.
Nice. 10 or above?
I got 10.
Okay. Good stuff. So, Benjamin, you're up first.
Well, I close the door.
Okay.
Should I hold the door attack?
Odor.
I'm gonna hold door.
Fair enough. Okay. You.
Yes, I turn around and I dash into the corner. I attack the.
Nice. Okay, so you drop in the barrel of
sorry. Yeah, I forgot to mention. I actually was supposed to drop it as well before when Benjamin was slamming.
So we'll say it's sort of in the middle of the room. So you sort of rush on over with almost an unnatural speed and just see these guys go wide-eyed as this angry orc just rushes in.
Yes, and I try to smash his skull in with my axe.
Nice. What did you get?
15.
15 is a hit.
And it's a D8. Fucking.
It's alright. It's been a while. We're going to be a little bit rusty.
Mm-hmm. Then we have the details of my axe, and that's a +1, yeah.
Yes.
It's a one D8 +1, and then I have my normal pluses as well. So that's a plus. This is +6, I guess. So that's 12.
Nice, good hit. Sort of knock him back and almost bloodying him.
Cool.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at my features
No worries.
real quick. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Z. Okay. Strong start, but no, unfortunately no. Seems as though you didn't have quite enough footing on the steps and you just sort of whiffed.
Alcohol.
Okay. That's definitely a hit, yes. Is that your stomach, Quincy?
Yeah.
Nice, okay. Okay, nice. Without even sort of seeing your fists move, the guy just gets a punch straight in the face and you go back to pouring. Mela, you sort of look around and you notice the town guard sort of rush on in to try and keep these guys busy.
Yes, good. Because I don't have my transformation. I've written down that I used them both last time.
I believe you did, yes.
Yep. So I'm a bit squishy and helpless right
Oh, shit. What would you like to do with your turn, however?
now. I would like to use a cantrip.
Okay,
Or
yep.
produce flame and throw it in the face of the rightmost town guard.
Sounds good to me.
Yes. Let's see. I've forgotten my ranged spell. I think it's plus.
That'll be proficiency
bonus.
bonus.
+5.
Yeah, that's
plus
a hit.
5. And 1d8 fire damage.
Yeah, proficiency bonus plus your spell casting mod. Nice.
Wow.
Hey,
One damage.
better than nothing. Sort of singe a few hairs to one side and he sort of looks at you angry before then being smashed in the face by one of the town guard.
I blame the guys, the town guards. They are a bit in the way, so I had to redirect my fire.
Exactly. So, mercenaries. These two over here are going to try and engage with yourself, you, obviously. This guy over here is really pissed off with you, Z, so he's going to try and strike at you.
Oh, and I forgot. I wanted to, like, I don't know, yell or something. Like, help! The thieves are attacking!
Okay, so you sort of try to draw a little bit of attention to yourself.
Maybe we can get somebody to hear us and come to our aid, hopefully.
So as we sort of zoom back into the tavern itself with VMAC just sort of relaxing, taking a drink or so, he begins to hear this familiar voice of Mela just sort of shout out from outside, saying that thieves are attacking. You see like a few patrons sort of run on over to a nearby window and start peering out, and the bard sort of tries his best to continue playing this melody at the time. But it doesn't seem to be to much avail.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, I would say. Actually, no. Let's see. Make an intelligence check for you.
I mean, this is just going wrong.
Do it.
-2. So I got an 8.
I would say yes. Given the bond that you have with Mela, it's an easy check to make. So yes, you do recognize.
Okay. Yeah, I start walking towards the direction then.
Okay. So we'll add you back in at the end of this round. So, guards, let's start with the one against Z first. He got a 23 against your AC. Achieving 8 slashing damage. And then these two over here against you. Achieving a 16 against AC.
No.
And the other one's even less, so both of those miss. These two also attack town guards. Scoring 1 hit for some damage. Okay, VMAC, if you could roll for initiative for me, please.
Yeah. Hey. It's lagging.
Yeah, Discord does appear to be lagging a little bit. No worries.
Hey?
That seems better. Good stuff.
USA, USA.
Were those all the turns?
So, Benjamin, it's up to you.
Oh, did we go back around?
We have, yeah. I'll say a few individuals. You definitely hear sort of hurried footsteps approaching the door itself, but they haven't quite arrived there just yet.
What did the captain of the guard do herself that turn?
Captain of the guard. Oh, good point. I forgot to roll for her. I'll say for the sake of the round, she kept hold of the door. However, she did just roll a 22 for initiative, so she's going to rush on over to try and help out Z. You see her pick up this giant warhammer that's almost the size of her.
Fuck yeah!
And you just see the guy's face explode as it just rams straight into his face. So the blood and ichor just splashes out onto her armor. And she kind of looks a bit
horny?
pissed.
I see this out of the side of my vision.
Yeah.
And I start barking out a laugh and screaming in my foe's face. Did you see that? That's what's gonna happen to you!
They sort of look at you and tremble a little bit and look to one another with this wide eye. Oh shit, what have we done? Look. Benjamin, it's on you.
I'm just holding the door, leaning against it, and I like go look to the other two guys and like surrendering is an option.
You.
Right. I'm gonna smash this guy's face in.
Nice.
And I realized I actually have 1d4 extra damage, so I missed that previous round, but I'll make sure not to miss it this one. If I can hit.
Okay. That is definitely a hit.
21. So that's a 16.
Okay. The guy goes straight down. He just slices his throat completely open.
Yes. I turn my head towards the other guy and I smile my wildest smile.
Make an intimidation
You're
check,
next.
Ron.
Uh, 10.
Okay. He sort of trembles onto his feet a little bit, and he just sort of throws his scimitar onto the ground. Please, this is just how I get by. I have no allegiance to them.
I kick the scimitar away. Aloud.
Okay.
All right. You'll live.
Z.
You will not die by my hand.
Okay, so it's been 12 seconds. I reckon with a good pour, you're probably looking at maybe halfway.
No, he's getting more.
Good stuff. Mela.
Yes, I will go with the same attack.
Okay.
And the guards looks all right. There's no guard that needs healing or something.
No, they've taken a couple of hits, but they look quite sturdy. They're definitely veterans to combat.
Good. Okay, another attack then.
Cool.
Yeah, 14 plus 5.
That is a hit.
Okay, give me my damage, god damn it. 5, that's okay.
Good stuff. The guy's bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So after that, okay, Benjamin, you start to feel a few impacts on the door itself. It seems as though they're trying to push it open. So do you want to make an athletics check for this?
Sure. -1. 15.
15. Okay. So you're able to keep the door fairly sturdy. It does sort of open and push you back a little bit, giving sort of like a sliver of vision that you can sort of see into the room, but you're still sort of able to prevent the door from being opened in its entirety. Nevertheless, I'll say a few arrows get fired. Most of them sort of just cascade into the door, but one of them sort of fly through towards you. 18 against your AC, you.
Right, I have to see what that was again.
That's
18
all right.
sounds like a hit, but I have.
It's okay. Take your time. This is the first session after a while, so I expected us to be a little rough.
Yeah, I have
A little.
18 AC.
Okay, so that is a hit. Okay. Impacting you for 7 piercing damage.
All right.
Okay. These guys. What are they gonna? I'm gonna say they're gonna disengage and they begin running down, only to find Z and the captain of the guard where they stand, blocking their. They kind of just look around and now see that they are surrounded, and they too are gonna just throw their weapons to the ground. VMAC.
Ow. Yeah?
It is you.
Yes! I was in the kitchen hanging out the laundry.
Uh-huh.
Where do I appear from?
So you walk out on the you hear the voices sort of coming around from the nearby alleyway, and as you sort of make your way around, what looks to be the last mercenary just sort of heading down this not chute, but this stairway with the town guard and Mela in hot pursuit.
Okay, so I double move
Okay.
to about here.
Okay. As you sort of approach around, the town guards sort of pull their weapons out towards you, seeing you sort of run at them with quite a fair speed.
I see Mela.
Yep.
And I'd be, hey Mela, what's going on here?
Just hit the guy with your axe and stop back.
Which guy? The one in front of you?
The one at the doorway?
Okay.
Okay.
That guy. You're gonna get down.
The town guard sort of turns to you, Mela, and says, "Here with you?"
Yes.
That is enough. And with that, they say, "All right, head downstairs, lads."
Yep.
Okay. So, Captain of the Guard is up. She sort of turns around and walks towards yourself, you. She sort of puts one hand on your shoulder and says, "You know how to fling that axe?"
Fling my axe? But I just bought it.
No, it's a compliment.
Oh, thank you. You're not too bad yourself.
She sort of walks forward and says, she sort of then looks to you, Benjamin, who's sort of trying to push this door back. She says to you, and says, how many do you got back?
What did you say?
How many you got back there?
People? Enemies?
Yeah.
I tried to recall how many arrows were shot at the door.
You sort of look through the sliver of vision that you've got just to quickly see like odd numbers and whatnot. Can I get a perception check from yourself, Benjamin?
Mm-hmm. 20.
Okay. You do a very quick count, but you're able to ascertain you're probably looking at about, say, 11 of them in the room.
11 hostiles or 11?
Yeah, 11 hostiles.
11 hostiles. Should we use the alchemist fire?
She sort of looks around and says, that's going to be destroying the entire tavern.
Possibly the town, because it's a wooden town, isn't it?
A lot of the buildings do appear to be wooden frames, yes.
Another time.
I would say make a persuasion check. Let's see how this goes.
11.
Okay. She sort of looks at the barrel, looks to you, and says, not yet. We can still fight them. I'd rather not be burning tavern sort of patrons to the ground.
Should we enter?
Let's draw them to us. If we head on in, it'll be suicide.
Right, so there's people pushing at the door, right?
There are people pushing at the door, yes.
I'll try to fling it open and close it again.
Okay, fair enough. So that's the captain's turn. So Benjamin, it's on you.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay, so let me get a couple more tokens. So you've probably got a couple of individuals like right at the door itself. So what would you like to do?
The guy's pushing. I'll try to make it fall through.
Okay, yep. So you sort of you wait until you feel some more pressure on the side of the door, and you just fling that door open so it falls straight flat on. You look on through, and you get the impression that there are sort of 3 individuals immediately at the doorway, with more sort of on their approach. You also get the impression there's about 4 individuals who are staying back and firing with bows.
All right, I'll let like 1-2 guys fall through, or the ones that are pushing.
Yeah, so one of them sort of falls on through directly in front of you, falling prone.
Past the door or in front of the door?
By the door itself. So if I'll say like about.
Can I drag him along and then close the door?
Yes, but I'll say that's your action.
Yeah, that's my action.
Okay. So make an athletics check, because this is against his will. I'm going to give the guy, because he's prone, disadvantage on.
10.
Yeah, the guy doesn't put up much resistance whatsoever, given his unfortunate position. And you're able to sort of drag him maybe 5 feet into the room, and then the door is... sort of looks on up as the captain of the guard just sort of looks at his face with a warhammer in tow. Oh, hello there, she says. You.
I turn to the guy who surrendered and I say, for your own safety, stay back and don't try anything. And then I rush forward and whack my axe into the prone guy's back
Nice.
or something.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of head on over. You've got advantage of this because he's prone.
Cool.
That'll do.
Yeah, so that's a 20.
Yeah, that's
no, 18.
That's still a hit.
All right. Here comes the damage. $16.
Nice. The guy's bloodied. Z.
Right, I want to tell
sorry.
Z. Z, be careful with the barrel in the middle of the room. We might need it.
He sort of turns around as he continues to just pour into his barrel. And so Z, you sort of look around to where the entranceway is, the stairwell. You see a couple of the mercenaries just sort of head on down, arms in tow, and just look at you in surprise as they weren't expecting anyone else to be. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Athletics first.
Okay.
Your athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Yeah. Okay. Nice. In a quick sort of flurry, you're able to turn 120 degrees. You grab hold of the guy, and with the same momentum, you just sort of lunge him into the middle of the ground, throwing him. There we go. With a very satisfied look upon your face, you sort of look back up to the cellar door entrance, and you just see the other guy sort of quickly look between yourself and the town guard, who are just basically encroaching him where he's. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very well. And are you also throwing him down, I presume? Okay. Miller and VMAG, you just see this panda claw just grab the guy on his sort of vest and just lunge him down into the basement. You just hear this as he knocks on down the stairs.
Okay.
Okay. Very well. So, mercenaries, they're going to try and bum rush the door to try and get it open. So, athletics check from yourself then, please, Benjamin.
Mm-hmm. 15 again.
Okay, 15. Yeah, they're trying to push against this thing, but it ain't budging. You're just sort of keeping it well and true. The guy who's here is just going to try and slash at whatever's near him. He does seem to be a little more experienced than, say, some of the other grunts that you fought earlier. So he has 2 attacks, and this is going to be a 1 against the captain and 1 against yourself, you.
All right.
Getting a miss on the captain, 17 against your AC, so that's a miss against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It just sort of wildly flails, but isn't able to. The guy over here, however, just sort of looks around, sees this barrel that's next to him, and he's just going to throw it onto the ground. It sort of throws on. It sort of knocks on. Actually, let's see if he actually has the strength to do this because it's quite heavy. Yes, he does. So he grabs hold of the barrel and he just sort of knocks it onto the ground. You see this alchemist fire liquid just begin to pour out onto the ground itself, leaving a fairly large-sized puddle. So I'm going to say probably something like... Probably something like that. Which begins to pour outwards. After that, he's going to get on up. So that would be his action. This guy over here, seeing how it doesn't look like surrender's working, he grabs hold of one of the discarded weapons onto the ground and just bum rushes Yuzi. 17 against your AC. Okay. Achieving 6 slashing damage. VMAC.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all good. Don't worry.
Okay, trying to eat and talk is not so good.
Multitask.
Okay. I'm crying. Oh, that's perfect. So, my question was, from where I was standing, can I move towards the guy that's next to Rogue?
You can. So this cellar here connects with this staircase over here.
Okay. I move towards him.
Okay. You sort of make your way in, and the first thing that greets your sort of senses is a combination of a strong alcohol as well as what's almost like a sulfury burning sensation from this alchemist fire that's now just sort of washing on the ground.
Okay. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna rage. I'm just recklessly gonna attack the guy that's attacking Rogue.
Okay.
That's +6, so 17.
That will be a...
Cool. +4, so 9 damage.
Nice, good hit. Anything else still?
No, I just say, hey guys, what's going on here?
The captain just sort of turns around and says, "Fucking hit them!"
I mean, that's not that hard.
Yeah. She sort of then whirls up her hammer and tries to strike out at this. Scoring a hit. Not enough, quite enough to take him down. Okay, Benjamin.
Så the fully closed is a sliver of open.
Okay, yeah.
Is it fully closed or is it opened up by a sliver?
It's fully closed, but you could open it a small partial way to give you some vision if you wanted.
If I wanted to, could I like open it by a little bit and then push my rapier through?
Yeah, it seems as though you've got full control over this. They're trying to push against you, but you're so sturdy, you're not really having to fret that much. So if you wanted to open it a small sliver just to sort of look behind or do a ranged attack, yeah, that's certainly...
Yeah, I'll open that sliver and then push the rapier into the guy that's pushing on the door.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Let's see. No, that's a 10.
10 unfortunately misses.
12.
12 still a miss, unfortunately.
Bad. That's my turn.
Okay, you.
I'm gonna whack my axe again.
Oh, yes.
Nat 20.
Oh, boy.
So let's see. First one is 5 plus 11, and then 8, 19, 21, 25.
Your axe comes down, and the guy's head just falls off of his body in 2 pieces and just scatters across. You sort of see this splash of blood just coat you and the captain. She looks to you with a smile and says, "Nice."
This is my favorite thing in the world. I
Yeah.
start sounding more like an orc
Nice.
with every.
She gives you a little bit of a queried-eyed look, half in sort of impressed, another half in a little bit of worry. And
I give her a wink because I'm still in control.
yes, yeah. Z. Okay. Okay, it was this one that attacked you. That's a hit. Oh, yes. Good hit. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Where do you want to move? Okay. You sort of clamber on over the crate and make your way to the other side. Mela.
Yay! Well,
The town guard just sort of rush to the top of the staircase.
Yes. Let's see. I go. I guess.
Yeah, so you head on down, appearing next to VMAC over here.
Well, I guess I can do 1d8 on the guard closest to me.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Do the fiery dance.
Okay, so you're doing produce flame on them, correct?
Wait,
Yes.
No.
wait.
Okay,
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Dinos, think of this
Oh.
room. What's on the floor
Oh.
at the moment?
Wait. Fire?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what should I do? Fuck. I'm not gonna put fire on. Yes, good idea. Shit. What can I do then? Does anyone need healing? A little bit. Well, my better healing is touch, but I can do the ranged healing. 60 feet, 1 bonus action, 1d4 plus 3. I guess. Or I can cast, yeah. I can cast it as a level 2 spell though. Then it's 2d4 plus 3. Okay.
Your call.
Yeah, I'll heal him instead.
Okay.
See, d4. It was the one to the right?
Sorry, what was that?
On the roller strip, it's on the right side,
Yes,
right?
it's the pyramid-looking one.
Okay. I'll heal David for 2d4 plus 3.
Okay.
Let's see. 4, 5, 7 heal.
Okay. Good stuff. So with that, right, the brutes. So again, they're going to try and force this door open. So athletics check, please, Benjamin. Nice. Yeah, that door isn't opening anytime soon. You do sort of hear a couple of sword hits against the door, almost like they're trying to break it down, but as of yet, haven't really been able to achieve much. These two back here. Sorry?
Can I say something as a response when I hear that?
Yeah, sure.
Getting desperate, are we?
Yeah. You hear sort of a few hurtful words come from the other side, and a few of them sort of speak up and says, cut it down, we got the door open. Put your back into it. You just sort of hear more clambering and hitting against the door, but it's a fairly bulky door. It's going to take a couple more rounds before able to get any sort of progress. So this one over here is going to attack against the Captain of the Guard, while this one over here is going to try and attack VMAC. So this will be on VMAC first. 17 against your AC, VMAC.
Hit.
Okay. Scoring 8 slashing damage against yourself.
Okay, I will use Storm's Endurance on that one then.
Okay.
Which is a D12 and then reduce it by that amount.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
So I take 6 damage then.
Okay. And then you also see a couple of hits manage to get on through onto the Captain of the Guard from this guy over here. She's pretty hearty though, so she sort of just takes it in her stride and sort of glares. And then this guy over here, he pulls out a dagger from his side, and he's going to try and go for Yuzi. Seems as though he's deciding to enter back into the fray once more. 16 against your AC. Okay. Scoring 5 piercing damage against yourself.
Do you really want to die that bad?
Okay, they are done. So, VMAC.
I attack the guy in front of me and I rage.
Yep. Ooh, nice.
And reckless. Do I need to reckless or?
It's your call. You're not currently flanking at the moment.
Okay, yeah,
so...
I reckless.
Yeah.
Can you
Rage
move
and
so I
reckless.
can get in?
Yes, that is definitely a hit.
Okay. Come on! So that's 7 damage.
Okay. He's on his last legs.
And this time we'll do the weapon effect.
Okay.
So on a hit, you need to make a con save of 13.
He does indeed.
Fails, it's damage over time of 1d4.
Yeah. Okay, so he fails. So you begin to see just this large chunk of gash wound on his stomach begin to bleed quite bad.
He takes 3 damage from the bleed.
Nice. So, with that, Are you staying where you are, VMAC?
Am I currently standing in the Alchemist Fire?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was sort of hoping I wasn't, so I was standing on the stairs. But
Oh yeah, you are on the staircase. No, so you're fine where you are. Sorry, I didn't see that you're on the
okay,
staircase.
I should not have moved my token because it knocked over Mela.
Yeah, it's fine. We know roughly where she is.
We know where everyone is.
Yeah. Okay.
In that case, I'm gonna stand on the stair.
Fair enough. With that, the last of the alchemist fire begins to pour out of the barrel once more, making a larger area. So a good portion of the basement is now covered in this liquid alchemist fire.
Ah, yes.
So from there, we've got the captain. She sort of turns around and grins at this guy who managed to get and she's just going to reel back with a hammer and let him have it. Scoring a crit, and you just see the guy's head explode.
Nice one.
She's then going to move forward to flank with BMAC. Okay, Benjamin.
Try and repeat what I did last time.
Okay, yep.
Step. That's a 14 to hit.
14 is just a hit, so yes, you're able to land a hit this time.
Plus 11, sorry.
Okay, nice, good hit. You.
Is it time to burn this place?
That's your call.
I was generally asking into the room.
Okay. The captain sort of looks around for a moment and says, you see what we're standing in, right?
Let's get out. Or get in.
I'll tell the group everybody leave.
Over to here.
Mic on.
Yep.
Are you okay, G? Okay. I will grab the barrel.
Yep.
And I will throw it into the wall next to Benjamin.
Okay. You sort of pick it up, and the last sort of few drops of alchemist fire just drip on out. And then you throw it against the wall, smashing and sending splinters of wood everywhere.
That is not alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, your barrel's still fine, see? Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
I will continue.
Yep.
How's this guy looking?
This guy is pretty battered. Like last legs. Battered.
Let's kill him then.
Okay, nice. I like it. Bold move.
Very unusual.
If you left click or right click, it'll drag it down to the bottom.
That's a 11.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a prayer.
Parry your attack in time. All good?
I think I'm No, I'm gonna gamble a bit. I'm gonna say I'm done, actually, so...
Okay. Z. Yep. Kind of looks at you inquisitively, but you definitely get a feeling the wheels are turning for a moment, but he just pulls up his dagger ready for another strike. Okay. Nine is a miss, unfortunately. Okay. That's also a miss, unfortunately. That's a hit. No, I should give him a quick hit on the nose, which begins bleeding. Okay. No, that will have to be next turn. Okay, so this guy over here is going to turn around and sort of run up behind Benjamin. Dagger. He's going to try and get an attack off against you.
Mm-hmm.
21 against your AC.
That hit.
However, he only manages to score 4 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
This guy over here is probably... let's see which one he goes for. He's going to go for you, VMAC. Scoring a 22 against your AC.
That's a hit.
Oh, nice. For a total of 11 slashing damage.
Okay, well, I am raging, so I have resistance to damage.
Yeah.
So that's
5. Yeah.
Okay, 24. Yeah.
Okay, and then the guys over here are going to try and push on through onto the door. Can I get an athletics check on yourself, please?
Mm-hmm. 10.
Okay. This time around, you sort of lose your footing a little bit, and they're able to sort of push you back 5 feet. The door swings open, and one is able to get. However, that was his action. Right. That is then done. So VMAC.
I attacked the guy that just attacked me, and
Yep.
I think I'm flanking with the head guard.
You are indeed.
Done. So no recklessly this time. So
That is a hit. Yep.
+6, so 9 damage.
Yeah, you cut him down where he stands. He finally falls.
Alright. Seeing that, just a general question.
Yep.
Is the plan that we get out? Or is the plan that we kill them all and maybe not set the tavern on fire?
Fire.
We get out.
And fire.
We get out. Okay, I move up the stairs then.
Okay, you sort of hurry your way up on the stairs, moving Mela out.
And as I pass the guard upstairs, I say, yeah, you might want to evacuate the tavern. Because there's alchemist fire down below, and it's fighting. There's sparks flying around. This will just go bad.
The guards sort of look to you and hurry towards the entranceway of the tavern. One stands guard the entranceway. The captain sort of looks around, sees the door fly open with a few individuals begin rushing on through. She sort of looks to you, Benjamin, and says, "Do you need help?"
No, go outside and I'll blow it up.
Hey, she begins running up the staircase, double moving. Benjamin.
I'll take mutagen of rapidity.
Okay, yeah.
So that's an extra 15 feet of movement speed.
Nice.
And then I'll see how far can I get. Yeah, I'll disengage and get up the stairs. Then.
Okay.
The outside.
Very nice. You're able to just sort of get to the entranceway of the cell.
Yep. I'll wait next to the door with a flask in my hand of oil.
Okay. So, you.
I will do the same and get out.
Okay. You sort of head on up, and you're able to get street side once again. Z. Okay, you make your way to the stairs, and you just sort of pick on up this practically full barrel now of alcohol. Probably not. No, that would have to be next. Yep. Make an intimidation check. Oh, sorry. No. Make an intimidation check. Okay. I sort of look at you for a moment. You hear one of them chuckle and says, "We're gonna skin you for a run." Okay, Mela.
I don't want to be alone here.
All alone.
I escape.
Okay. Okay. So, the mercenaries head on through. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They're going to have to double move, but they do basically the top of the stair. Okay. Okay. So, then... So let's see a few of them head on through. Get to about there. So, VMAC.
Yeah, well, I'm standing up at the tavern.
Yep.
At the door. I basically do nothing. Like, I keep a check on the surrounding area.
Yep.
See who's coming up. I take it everyone is out downstairs? So
Yeah, the last one to sort of arrive is Benjamin, who's just on the cusp
Yeah,
of...
so basically I'm just like assisting Benjamin with
Okay.
either him getting out or him helping
Okay.
the door locked.
Very well. So you see the two town guards sort of disappear behind the tavern, and you begin to hear sort of raised voices calling inside for everyone to get out. The captain sort of turns around to you and catches her breath, but she's going to ready an action in case anyone heads on out from the cellar. Benjamin?
Let's see. How far away is it down?
So there's one basically right next to you.
Is there any alchemist fire near the stairs?
Near the stairs, yes, but not on the stairs, really. It's sort of basically formed like a puddle of alchemist fire that's lavaed like the entire floor itself, but the staircase sort of rises out beyond.
All right, I'll pick up my longbow.
Okay, yep.
Now activate the lightning ability on it.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll say, "I'm sorry, pal," and I'll shoot the lightning arrow at the alchemist fire.
Okay, fair enough. Make an attack roll just to see whether you critical fail, but it's going to be an easy attack to get. Yeah, you're fine. The arrow lands into the alchemist's fire, and you just see it ignite immediately. It then you see this fireball just raise on out where you currently are into the. I will say everyone within 5 feet of the entranceway needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, goddamn! Why was I helping you?
There is a slight danger fire.
It's okay. I
16.
can save you. I hope.
Okay.
9.
I will say the DC for this is probably going to be 13, with half damage on a save. So, if you fail, you take 13 fire damage, and if you succeed, it will be 6. Yeah. You see this fireball just sort of ignite, sending a flame out as it escapes into the street. You hear like these screams come from down in the cellar as you just see this large ball of flame take a life. Patrons begin running out from the tavern one by one. As you begin to sort of see smoke arise from a few windows and I think from there we will break from initiative.
We should call the fire department.
Yeah.
Well,
All of the base work.
I wonder if the innkeeper has any work for me now.
Right. Shall we have a drink break?
Sounds
Mhm.
good.
I need to
Okay.
pee.
5-minute drink break.
All right.
walls begin to crumble, and you hear sort of the furnishings burst into as this alchemist fire takes and runs the core. So, a good hour is spent sort of keeping the flames under control as more town guard begin to. At its peak, there's probably a good dozen or so, at least, of them, just sort of ferrying water and just trying their best to keep everything under control. The fire doesn't spread, but nevertheless, the scoundrel's pipe has been completely destroyed, and the building begins to collapse in on itself. The captain sort of stands to with a hammer sort of resting on it, and comes on up to you and says, so, I guess we're not going to be getting much in the way of clues and evidence from it. Tell me everything you know.
Is that
You?
me or Benjamin?
More just so an open forum to the
Generally.
party themselves, yeah.
You've seen more.
Yeah. I didn't actually hear a lot of actual details. There was more the I was told there was a conspiratorial meeting of sorts in the basement. We went to investigate.
And who told you about this meeting?
God damn it.
A secret source?
I thought I wrote it down.
It's alright.
Maybe we should keep our information sources secret anyway. We don't want to risk it spreading around and getting to the ears of the wrong people.
Well, I mean, this is the town guard. I mean, what wrong people?
I mean,
Also, I also have a clue. I'll wait for Jimmy.
you go ahead because I can't find the name.
Okay. So, I hand over the business card that I got
Okay.
for the shady work.
Yeah.
And, I'm not sure if it is related, but I got this from the tavern, a pub owner.
I've seen a few of these before, yes.
And I basically also, because there's a circle with a square on it, so I
Yeah.
scribbled it. So I'm basically telling you that I'm not sure if it's connected or if these are the same guys, but we're probably a good clue to go on is to ask the tavern owner what was actually going on downstairs in his own tavern.
Very well. So, she sort of turns to a few guards and says, find me the owner of this establishment and bring them to me. And they have a lot to answer for. In the meantime, and she sort of turns back to you all and says, what is your business with this entire incident? You obviously came here for a reason. You were told information, as you said. Or was it to you?
I saw banditry, and I wouldn't stand for it.
That is a noble effort, to say the least. Wildhaven. Yes. Very well. This investigation is going to take some time, but nevertheless, I am happy for you to traverse elsewhere should you need to. However, should I need you for questioning, I will send a raven your way.
That is quite alright.
Oh, excuse me. We'll get to the bottom of what has happened here, but I can clearly see that whatever your intentions were, they were for the better of our society. The fact that these individuals attacked us without warning is a sign that there were nefarious deeds being occurring here on these premises. And that alone is enough for me to send you on your way without restricting your movement to Edgeport itself. Very well. I will return to the barrack. Perhaps our paths will cross again in the future. In the meantime, go with the God's blessing.
Thank you. We will meet again.
Okay. With that, sorry. She sort of pushes you off as you attempt and says, "No, thank you." And begins moving off to the town guard, who have sort of formed a perimeter around the burnt-out ruins of the Scoundrel's Pipe. So, from here, you are left to your own devices. It's pretty late in the evening, probably by this point, sort of 11, approaching midnight. The streets are very empty, but nevertheless, the incident has drawn out a few individuals from their homes nearby. What is it that you wish to do? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan, but I still think even though we're sleeping at a safe inn, we should keep watch because I think we have some angry people.
Yeah. Okay. So, you make your way back into the inn that you're staying. I believe it was the Drunken Fox.
Yeah.
You sort of make your way through. It's pretty deserted at this time of night. You head on up to your room, and all of you sort of keep a watch going, just to make sure there's nothing nefarious going on over the course of the evening. Nevertheless, it's a pretty uneventful night, and you're able to complete a long rest without any incident.
That's nice.
So, a new day dawns. You have a hearty meal to start off your day, and you feel ready to achieve whatever it is that you wish to do for the day. So you sort of regroup over breakfast, and you discuss your next move with one another.
Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone stocked up for the trip?
Yep.
We did that the first day, I think. Yeah.
I don't need much in the way of food or drink.
Do you have oil for your joints?
Yeah, I've got backup oil.
Okay. So are there any supplies in particular that you wish to get a hold of before you leave? Or do you have everything that you need to?
I have one. So we could use some extra, probably.
Sure, cool.
I still have some gold pieces.
Okay. So let's get a a group investigation check on this, please.
Who's got the best investigation?
Okay.
I have a -2 on investigation.
I got 6.
Nice.
I'm helping.
So help you.
8.
Okay. Mella and Benjamin.
What are we rolling for?
Investigation to try and find somewhere that might sell healing potions.
A 15.
Nice. Okay. So
6.
with that, you all sort of head on out, trying to find any sort of establishment that looks like they might be able to sell you a healing potion. You make your way through with very little gains over the course of the day, and you're almost to the point where you're thinking of giving up. It's been a good couple of hours. Benjamin, however, spots a small little establishment on a back alley street, and it looks to be called Roots and Draughts. Drought, sorry. Yeah. So.
Alright, should we go in?
There you go, that's the spelling. So, as you head on in, you have all manner of smells sort of greet your senses. It seems as though there's sort of alchemist supplies here and various sort of reagents that are bubbling away in different states of completion. And behind the desk, you spot what looks to be small, probably somewhere around mid-40s female halfling. She's a redhead, and she sort of has her hair tied in a neat bun behind her. She's sort of working away, mixing a few reagents and whatnot, and sees you sort of arrive on her shop. Oh, hello there.
Day.
Ah, well, thank you. Is there anything that I can help you with at all? Ah, a healing potion. And let me guess, she sort of eyes you all up and down. Adventures, right? You stick out like a sore thumb. No problem. So, healing potions is what you're in for.
When I walk inside, I also brush a bit of the soot off my
Okay, yeah.
from yesterday's. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It looks like you've seen a fair bit of battle recently. Is that? Oh, so you're responsible for that. Interesting. Interesting. It's the talk of the street at the moment. Any particular reason why, if you don't mind me asking?
They
Criminals.
didn't sell healing potions.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Better find my healing potions then.
Oh, well, I've got plenty of wares for you, don't you worry. At which point she sort of goes behind the counter and she picks up this small, quite ornate box and she puts it on the counter. She flips it open and you see inside a number of vials of this crimsony red liquid that sort of shimmers in the light. Got plenty of her healing potions if you got the coin. Well, now. She sort of looks at them. I'd say 25 gold each.
I can chip in 5.
I have 18 gold.
I have no gold.
Mella?
Well, I have 32 gold. Shit. according to my sheet. But 25 is a bit expensive.
Oh, I think that's quite a competitive price around here, given that, I'm the only one that's selling.
And the fact that we're adventurers, I guess. I have one healing potion already, so maybe we'll. You guys think we can manage with one healing potion?
Sure.
Well, I mean, if you could dock down the price to 20 gold, we'll probably go for it. But otherwise, I think
20 gold for 2 bottles, I would say.
20 gold for 2 of them.
From 25 apiece to 10 apiece. Master negotiation.
Well, I guess you don't have too many travelers coming around wanting to buy these wares as well.
I'll admit, my wares are more, shall we say, for the specialists around here. We have a few adventures come and go every now and then, but no, it's not a regular business. But I'm doing quite fine, thank you. At which point she sort of throws the robe from covering her hands. And you can see a number of exquisite jewelry pieces on her.
Yeah, of course you have a bunch of gold with these fucking prices.
Now, are we doing business or are we not?
Calm down, Mella.
What do you flame?
I don't wanna.
Yeah, 25 gold is a bit much.
Very well. Well, I hope your adventure serves you well. And if you ever are looking for a healing potion or two, or any other alchemical wares, you know where to come.
I'm gonna browse the shop for alchemical wares, actually.
Okay, so while this conversation's going, Benjamin, you sort of head on off and just sort of have a little browse around to see what you can. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, or just sort of what sort of things she's stocking?
That as well, but mostly about the ingredients to make potions yourself.
Okay, so you're definitely getting the impression just by looking around that this halfling is quite talented in alchemy. Just general the subject of the apparatus looks to be good quality, and you see a number of reagents, both in their raw form as well as their processed form, that are being currently mixed into various potions and whatnot. In terms of where she has a good supply, you're not going to get anything super rare, but definitely there seems to be various sort of aids, healing supplies. You see what looks to be a potion of fire breath, a potion of heroism, and all sort of mana. And in the center, underneath like a glass case, all of these items have plaques on them telling you what they are, so you don't really have to do much in the way of guesswork. There seems to be a potion of flying.
Oh shit. I was thinking to, actually, I don't know quite for sure, but potions of flying, they're magical items, but do they actually have like magical ingredients in them, or they just...
Yeah, I would say they would, yes.
Yeah, okay.
There are also, at the very back, your eyes are drawn to almost like a bookcase with various sort of texts on them. And just sort of skimming through, you definitely get the impression they are sort of manuals on alchemy.
How much about crafting potions would I know from my 3 sets that I have?
You would have a basic sort of recollection of perhaps ideas that you might want to try to recreate them, It's going to take a little bit of trial and error, though, to be able to successfully synthesize them, or extract, shall I say.
Alright. I'll go to the lady and ask her if she's got any beginner's books or beginner's materials for me to begin on.
Ah, you're looking to learn, are you? Well, I dabble more in the potion size than poisons, but I definitely do have a few manuals or two that you might be interested in. She sort of runs to the bookshelf that's like almost 3 times the size of her. She sort of throws over a ladder and climbs on up, and she comes on down with a manual that she sort of hands on over, and it seems to be a tome on poisons and natural. What's the term? Poisons and venoms of nature. You sort of flick on through, and it gives you a rough idea on not only where you might be able to find certain poisons, but also what you might be able to do to sort of enhance their effects and things and turn them into ointments and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll tell her about the poison thistle that I found earlier.
Okay, yeah. Ah, yes. Quite common around these parts.
It helped us a bit in our adventures.
Interesting. And you plan on synthesizing it into something a little more spicy?
And not really. It's only had, I think, 3 uses.
Ah.
So maybe if it's more applicable, more common, it will be nicer.
Very well. Well, if you take a hold of this manual, perhaps you might be able to learn a thing or two about it.
Mm-hmm. What would you price this manual at?
She gives you an eye up and down. 2 gold.
Alright, I'll give her 4 electron beams. That's equivalent.
Okay. She quickly clambers and takes the coins off from the desk, and she says, "Pleasure doing business with you," and pushes the book towards. It's quite a thick tome, so it definitely seems to have a number of reagents inside, information about it.
It's about venoms and poisons, right?
Yes, correct.
Alright. Well, at least that's
so venomous creatures and the poisons that they have.
Give it a quick read through, like what glands and what poisons I should take from animals and plants.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll study this at night.
Very nice. Okay. And with that, she sort of looks on up to you and says, "Well, if you have any other business, come back and see." And thank you, Fuzzy One. Okay. So, with that, you head out from Roots and Drafts, and you begin heading towards the gate of Edgemore. You find yourselves back in the wilderness once more, leaving civilization behind you. So, who is leading the way?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So, well, whoever's leading the way, feel free to do a survival check, please.
So the guy with the best survival probably should.
I have high wisdom. That's good survival.
Yeah.
It is.
I have +5.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking we would run nature, which was intelligence, which is why I was. But for survival, it should be okay. Let's go. +5, 15.
It's enough. Okay. So, you clamber back onto the main road and you begin heading south once more. Out of interest, do you have a particular route that you'll be looking to travel through to Baldur's Folly?
Let's see. Let's look at the map. I mean,
What's this cliff we gotta go through?
It is a very high cliff, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. When we walked, did we see if the cliff was lower or easier in any segment?
Yeah, definitely. There's a few sort of whether it be faces that are going to be easy, and you think you saw. Using the word road is probably a bit over the top, but definitely like a sort of a path that cuts its way up the cliffside. There were a couple of those here and there as well.
Okay, we'll try for one of those.
Okay.
And then,
Very well.
Yeah, I guess.
So you begin setting one off. You head across the road going south. You probably spend a good portion of the first day just sort of traveling south and studying the cliff faces to find the best place to actually traverse upward. Nevertheless, with your 15 survival check, you're able to find a small little path that cuts its way up and winds across the cliff faces. You begin heading up. The cliff face is probably a good couple of hundred of feet, so it's quite a high climb, to say the least. As you get up halfway, you notice that the path itself has been brushed aside by what looks to be a recent rockfall. There's various debris and whatnot that's basically just swept the path away, just leaving only a small ledge for you to shimmy across. So, how do you wish to proceed? Okay. You sort of give it a quick look, Z, and this is going to be no problem for you. So you sort of spider climb your way across the cliff wall and just sort of land on the other side with a graceful,
Do you have some rope?
Okay. You throw it onto the other side. The gap is probably somewhere in the region of maybe 50 feet. So you sort of throw it onto the other side, and the rest of the party can. So, what are you doing? I thought as much.
Okay, maybe like someone is who is also good at climbing here. What's climbing?
I can climb
Pretty
up
good.
my own strength with the rope.
Yeah, so maybe you hold the other side of the rope on this side, and
Sure.
maybe I'll go, or should I go across?
Sure, cool. So,
Okay, I'll go across.
You should secure
Or-
yourself to the rope. So,
Yes,
like,
I put it through my panties. No,
fair enough.
no, yeah. I guess. Well, since I have a tail, I could wrap it around the rope, but I'll
that
use
requires
some-
your own strength. You need to secure yourself. So if you lose grip from the rope or the wall, you don't fall down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use something. Actually, I think I have some. Let's see. Well, one thing could be, since I also have some rope, to like tie that around myself, but it's also a long rope, so it's gonna be too.
Yeah, you've got about 100 feet of rope, I think. So.
Yeah.
You can always tie yourself to the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? And so you could just secure the rope to a rock in the cliff.
What?
And then you can climb over. And if you fall, you're stuck to the rope.
Okay, I didn't quite understand. I guess that sounds okay.
Okay. So, Z is currently holding the rope on the other side. Who is holding the rope on your side?
I am.
Okay, so you got V, Mac, and Z that are both holding one side of the rope.
Maybe everyone on one side can hold it. Like
Okay.
you and can you guys help him hold it on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going.
Okay. So you're going to use the rope and just clamber your way across. So
Yeah, and tie myself to the rope like.
okay, so you tie yourself to the rope to give you a little bit of a safety fall in case things go tits up. In that case, Miller, I'd like an athletics check from yourself, please. Okay.
And athletic is strength, so -1.
Okay.
Cool.
So you begin climbing across, and within say 10 feet, you immediately just let go. Not the strength to support yourself. You begin falling, but thanks to the safety rope that you tied, you simply just drop about 10 to 15. VMAC and Z, I'd like athletics checks from yourselves, please, to hold Miller in place.
I tried.
I'm holding the rope.
Okay,
I'm holding
VMAC,
the rope on our side as well.
despite your large sort of stature, it sort of takes you by surprise and you let go of the rope. Z, however, you're able to keep yourself sort of anchored with this rope in tow. However, the rope is sort of. So, did you say you were holding it as well? You?
Yes.
Okay. Can I also get an athletics check from yourself then, please?
11.
Okay. Mela, you sort of swing and you impact this wall of the cliff. You're about, say, 15 feet below where Z currently is. It does take you by surprise, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage from the impact.
You're heavy.
Maybe I should have transformed to an animal that can climb.
I mean, a bear might not be best to clamber over a rope.
I'm sure I could figure something.
You sort of swing by yourself on this rope, and you sort of look down, seeing quite a large fall beneath. Okay, so how do you wish to remedy the situation?
Well, can I continue to climb or what?
You could try and climb up the rope where you're currently dangling, yes, if you'd like to do that.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, make another athletics check, please.
19 -1, 18.
It seems that impact into the side of the cliff wall has sort of woken you up a little bit, and determined you sort of begin climbing up without too much difficulty. You climb up the 15 feet, and you're able to find yourself standing with Z once. So you sort of untie the safety rope from yourself once, ready to send across the next party member.
Yep. And I grab this side of the rope to help hold for the next person.
Fair enough. So, who would like to go next?
One of the bigger guys.
Me.
So, VMAC, you sort of get ready and you sort of head on over the rope. Can I get an athletics check from you?
Sure you can. 20 for
Okay. You sort of show everyone how it's done. You begin clambering across with your large forearms, and you make it look easy, heading over to the other side without any difficulty whatsoever.
I then help Rogue hold the rope.
Okay. Benjamin, and you.
Benjamin, you go.
All right. I'll take the mutagen rapidity to give me a bit of an edge.
Okay. How much do you weigh out of interest, Benjamin?
250 pounds.
Oh, very nice. Okay, fair enough. sort of make your way on over without any difficulty.
16.
Okay, so you make your way across, Benjamin. I will say, given your weight, let's have an athletics check from both you, Z, Mela, and VMAX. Okay. With a combination of you all holding the rope, you're able to sort of sustain this heavy warforge as he sort of makes his way up, and you reach the other side, Benjamin, without any difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's up next? I guess you?
Yes, that would be me. So
Nice.
you don't need the rope, see, when you climb? Alright, yeah, because yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, make an athletics check, please, you. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good thing
You begin clambering across, and like with Mela, you're not able to keep yourself a hold. You begin falling with the safety rope around you. Z, can you make an athletics check? Okay, you're able to keep you from plundering downwards even more. You sort of drop 15 feet, but you're basically now just sort of dangling in between both.
Alright.
Grab hold of the rope that's supporting you, and you begin climbing up once more. So can I get another athletics check? Much better.
That's a 22.
You climb on up, grabbing hold of the rope that's supporting you once more, and you begin making your way over and sort of find yourselves on the other side. At which point, then Z, you begin running across the ledge further down, and you find yourselves regrouped with the rest of the party. Okay. You see a few of your sort of comrades a little out of breath and taken back by the situation, but you all got across relatively unscathed. You put the rope back inside your pack, and you begin following the road once more, winding up the rest of the cliff face. It's fairly uneventful, and you find yourselves looking on down to Edgeport and the rest of the valley that's beneath you. So you begin heading eastwards, and you begin to see sort of like the rough trees of Baldur's Folly in the far distance. You go on for a couple of hours, and you sort of take refuge for the evening, finding a quiet place to rest for the night. So, a new day dawns. You sort of all awaken from a long feeling fit and ready to go once. You begin then heading into the outskirts of Baldur's Folly, with the frozen sort of plains replaced with the odd sort of patch of trees here and there. Okay. You begin heading on through. Can I get another survival check from yourself, please, Mela?
Yeah.
Did you have a rest already?
Yes,
We didn't
you
have
had a
days,
long
did we?
rest.
+5, so
Okay.
7.
Dean?
So, with that,
Dean,
yes, what's up, man?
with the book now.
Yep.
My long rest only takes 6 hours,
Okay, yeah.
so the rest of 2 hours I would like to spend on reading through the book.
Okay, so you sort of spend a couple of hours just sort of getting to grip. Like I said earlier, it definitely seems to be quite an extensive guide. So you're able to get quite a good bit of insight into what the book will entail. You get the impression that if you were to try and gather parts from various creatures, you would have a much better time with this guide. It's basically like an instruction manual on how best to dissect them. as well as if you then try to say synthesize some poisons with those reagents, it would give you a boom.
Is there also any information about the local areas?
Yeah. There's sort of local guides and various sort of plant life and animals that you might be able to look out for, and where best you might be able to.
I'll prioritize reading those chapters first.
Okay,
Local.
very well. So you all sort of take a half day's march. You begin heading into sort of like the heart of Borders, followed by. You approach a particularly dense sort of growth of trees around you. There's a wind blowing at this time, and given your proximity to the frigid peaks, there's also quite a lot of snowfall and just general sort of misty fog on the ground. That makes it hard to see at distance. You begin heading on through some of the trees on what looks to be not a well-trodden path, but you can definitely tell that a few people have come and gone here. What sort of order are you guys marching in? Do you have like distinct groups heading on out front, or are you sort of all clammed up?
I can stay behind because I've got the speed buff now.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
No
be
problems.
in front. Or is Mela in front? Mela's
No.
leading.
Or
Mella's giving
orders. I think this is good.
Okay, so you're sort of giving instructions from the towards the back then, Mella, while the rest of the party sort of head out. Okay, so
Everyone up front.
it's down to you guys. Whatever your marching order. It seems like Mella's in the middle with the three of you guys out front as a sort of a vanguard. Yes, the standard T formation.
Yep.
Okay, so you begin heading on through. You sort of trudging your way through quite thick snow. As you make your way through, you can sort of feel rumblings in the ground. You sort of look around and you think you see sort of like a shifting snow, sort of in the distance. Over here, then behind you at one point, then over here once more. And you sort of look around and you try to sort of see what you can. Right, so let me get some dice.
My TT formation.
Oh, yes. So, you see sort of the, like I say, shifting snow or something moving. They score particularly bad at their stealth, so you're able to sort of ascertain that something is moving its way through, so they don't get surprised. Nevertheless, as you're sort of looking around to one another, weapons drawn in time, you see two enormous, many-legged insects with long antennae sort of erupt from the.
I think I've seen these before.
Sort of erupt from the ground and sort of rear up on their hind legs with two sort of mantis-like blades on their hands out front. I'd like you all to roll for initiative.
I thought there was a third one.
Just two of them.
Oh.
Okay, so did everyone get 20 or above? 15 or above?
15.
15.
Oh my god.
Okay.
315.
Yeah. 10 or above?
Fair.
Okay. And you, bringing up the rear, what did you get?
Got 6.
Okay. So, VMAC, you see these two large insectoids just erupt from the ground. They are large creatures, but...
Okay, I go around it, so I'm now
Yep.
flanking.
Yep.
And I attack it.
Okay.
20.
That is a hit.
Uh, 7 damage.
Okay, good start.
And it needs to make a DC 13.
It does make it, unfortunately.
Okay, then no.
Okay, Mela.
Okay, it's in melee range. And does it count as flanking with VMAX?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So I'll grab my staff with 2 hands.
Yep.
And slap it over the head.
Okay.
See what happens.
Good stuff.
See. Proficiency. I don't use that much melee, so.
So proficiency bonus plus your strength.
Yeah, proficiency is 2, strength is -1, so +1.
Are you using a quarterstaff, sorry?
It says I just wrote staff.
Then it might be a finesse weapon. I can't remember. Do any of you remember if quarterstaff is dex or strength?
Strength.
Strength, okay, it is strength. So, yeah. That's a miss, unfortunately. You sort of go to whack it, but it just sort of moves out of the way in time, and your attack misses, unfortunately. Did you decide to move anyway?
I don't want to give it the opportunity attack.
Okay, very well. Benjamin.
I'm gonna stab this one.
Okay, yep.
I'm flanking, I presume.
You are indeed.
So 21 size.
That is definitely a hit.
Uh, 11.
Nice hit. Okay, you're starting to get a bit of damage in.
And I'll move. I'll risk getting opportunity attacked by the other one.
Okay, yeah, it is. It sort of rears back and tries to bite in your direction. 21 against Ace.
That'll hit.
Okay. So with that,
Let's see what's capable of.
indeedy. So no, it won't be that bad.
Just half.
So it manages to score 7 plus 8 for 10 slashing damage.
Ouch. 10 slashing damage onto the robot.
Yeah, 10 slashing damage in addition to 3 acid damage.
Oh, worse. Now I'm bloodied. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Ankegs. Right, this one is going to clamber on over to here. And you and Zed, you sort of look on over as you begin to see this green-like spray form in its mouth.
Oh,
It's then a line attack, so it's going to hit both of you. You need to make a DC 13 Dex.
Not 20.
Okay. For a total of 30. Okay, so you both save, so it will be half damage. Okay, I rolled 13, so you both take 6 acid damage. This one over here, it sort of looks around and sees that there's a few of you around it, so it's going to go for you, V. Going to
Okay.
try and bite at you. Did you reckless?
No.
No, because you were flanking. Okay, that is an 18 against your AC.
Hit.
Okay. Achieving 13 slashing damage.
Okay, I would like stone service on that.
Yep.
Nice. So I take 2 damage.
Okay, plus an additional 4 acid.
Ow.
Okay, they are done. So Z. Okay. Yeah, you give it a quick pop and manage to hit. Nice, good hit. That's a hit. Okay. Also a hit. Nice. Nice. Good stuff. You.
Oh, it's okay. I'm actually gonna attack this guy.
Okay.
Making sure and try and stand close to the other guy than Mela, so
Okay.
he might go for me.
Yeah.
The guy behind, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
And then attack.
Very well.
Much attack. Let's see. $12.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Alright, I'll go for... I'll use my action surge.
Okay.
1 extra action.
Yep.
$16.
16's a hit.
Alright. That's 15.
Ooh, nice. It's bloodied.
Sweet. I'm done.
VMAC on you.
Okay, I attack it.
Okay, nice. Bold move.
Yeah. Come on, dice. 15.
15's a hit.
Uh, 6 damage.
Okay.
DC 13.
Let's see what they got. Okay, it fails, so it begins to take some bleed damage.
Yeah, now bleeding, and this turn it takes 1 damage.
Okay, nice. Okay, Mela.
I will do the quarterstaff thing again.
Okay,
or the
yeah.
staff. And I forgot, I said last time, I'm flanking so I have advantage, and then
Yep.
I forgot to roll twice.
Ah,
I'm gonna remember it this time.
yes. Good thing that you have advantage.
Yes. Maybe. 7.
7's a miss, unfortunately.
Bad rolls for days. I'm gonna... What? Vad sa du?
Swedish noises.
Swedish noises. Well, I want to stay a little bit further away so I don't get the other one.
So there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pussy.
Benjamin.
I don't want to cause an opportunity attack of this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Uh, 13 damage.
Nice. It seems to be taking a lot of damage now. You start to see sort of its shell break apart and whatnot, and cracks begin to show. Okay, Anhex. Right, so this one turns around and it is going to fire its acid breath. Where's the ruler tool? It's going to fire it like so. So, VMAC and Zed, you both need to make dex saving throws, please.
Ah. Oh no.
Okay, so you both fail. So this will be 12 acid damage.
Ow.
This one then clambers up behind yourself, you, and it is going to try and bite you.
I should probably rage.
Scoring a 23 against your AC.
Yeah.
Ooh, ow. This is going to be 14 slashing damage, plus an additional 2 acid.
Yeah. Ow.
Z. Okay. You are flanking from there, yes. Correct, yeah, that's a hit. Nice. It appears to be on its last legs. Okay. That's a hit. That is enough, and you finally take the first one down. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's a hit. Okay. You disengaging, I presume? Okay. You.
All right.
You sort of turn around to face his Anhek full on.
You bite me, you vile creature. I
Sort
will
of
attack.
rears up at you and almost sort of shouts in your face with this screeching.
I'm actually gonna move on around him as well
Okay.
and attack.
Okay. No advantage on this one, I'm afraid.
That's alright. I just wanted to get away from eventual
Yeah.
line attacks. 12 again.
Yeah, it seems to just bounce off his shell, unfortunately, without making a.
I'm actually gonna use a bonus action to get a second.
Okay. So VMAC.
Yeah. I move.
Okay, you sort of move to the other side to flank with you.
So this side or here?
You're probably going to need to go there to be flanking
Okay.
at this.
Then I move there. And I attack. Uh, 25.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Wow. 16 damage.
Ooh, nice. It is bloodied.
It makes a con for these.
It does make the con save, unfortunately.
Okay, then that is.
Okay, so next up, Mela.
Yes. Now that I have a little bit of range, I'll
Yep.
do the fire thing.
Yeah, cool.
8+5.
Nice. Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah. Four damages.
Nice, good hit.
Well, that's it.
Benjamin.
Oh. Get up here and attack. Come on. Nope, that's a miss.
Sad times. Okay, Anheg. So he sort of looks around, sees that there's 3 of you around him. Which ones he's gonna go for? He turns to face against you, VMAC.
Okay.
16 against your ace.
Hit.
Okay. Right. So that is 7 slashing damage
Okay.
plus an additional 4 acid.
Okay. Wait, so what was it? 7?
7 slashing, 4 acid.
Okay, yeah, then right. Okay. I am bleeding a lot.
Yay! Z. Okay. Nice.
Did you just assume it's gender?
Eighteen's a hit. Okay, it's still something. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a hit. Nice. Yeah, it's looking really up now. No worries. Yep, that's a hit. Okay. You.
Attack!
Nice.
Nat 20.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Bit over the top, but here we go. So that's 20. What's that? 20. Quite a lot. Math. 19. 25. 31.
Okay. How do you decide to do this?
I will actually I will run up and jam my axe into its. As I stand on its shoulders, I will jam my axe into its throat.
Yeah.
And I will jump down, slamming the thing onto the ground.
Okay, and almost like a pile driver move. You first sort of run up to its side, clamber on top of its shell as it sort of reels in pain and tries to throw you off. You keep on almost riding it like a buffalo. You sort of throw down your axe into its skull a few times as it reels back in even more pain. And with your final last blow, you just shove it straight into the ground with your axe, just slicing the skull into two. And it sort of flops onto the ground, squirms around before finally dying out. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
A few of you sort of look down, and the acid has certainly done its work. Your robes look a little bit tattered and not in the best of shape, but they're serviceable at least. There doesn't seem to be any sort of damaging effects to their defensive properties, but it's certainly taking it out of you. Yeah. You sort of take a moment to catch a breather between all of you. A few are in worse stead than others. Take a short rest.
I'm on 6 HP.
Okay. So, with that, you sort of find a nearby set of rocks and you sort of rest down for a good 10-15 minutes or so, just to catch your breath and mend any of your wounds and whatnot. You finish off a short rest, spending any hit dice as you see fit, before then continuing on your journey going forward.
I'll try to heal my previous wounds from
Okay.
the rock face.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I spend all my hit dice.
Yay! I'm sure you won't need them.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine? I'm still not even full HP.
Well, I could use a spell, but might be better to save that for the battle. How many hit points are you lacking?
5.
5.
Yeah, it's your con.
Alright. Or wait, doesn't that differ?
Yeah,
Mhm.
how many points you put in it.
No, but
Yeah, it's based on class.
yeah,
Ah,
that's what I was remembering.
mine's plus con.
Well, it's always plus com, but the dice you actually roll is based on your class.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you sort of finish off a short little breather. A few of you sort of tend to your wounds and just generally patch yourselves up to the best of your ability before then setting on out once more. A day passes. The remainder of the day passes without too much difficulty, and you all sort of holler on up for the evening, just keeping a weary eye on anything that might. So, you all finish a long rest and you begin the day once more. You consume some rations to keep yourselves going, and you begin heading deeper into Baldin.
So with a long rest, you cover your hit dice. It was
Half your hit dice.
And round it up.
Yeah, round it up.
Okay, so got 2.
Okay, so you begin heading through the forest once more, and you begin to sort of feel your elevation rise. You sort of head into the lower peaks of the frigid peaks, mountainous terrain, and you can definitely feel as though your altitude is starting to increase. The terrain is turning from, say, a generally flat plains into more sort of the lower parts of the mountain. You begin heading on up a series of paths, still all covered in quite a dense forest, making your way up.
I'll keep an eye out in case I find something that's interesting me.
Okay. No, fair enough. As you sort of head on through, however, you begin to see what looks to be smoke rising in the distance, almost like it is from a bonfire. It seems to be in the general direction that you're heading, but it's definitely the most prominent sort of, not exactly a landmark, but sort of sign that you can see in your nearby surrounding. You continue going for sort of another half an hour or so as the smoke begins, stack of smoke begins to get ever more nearer until you can see it just beyond your professional, what's the word? Provisional vision in the distance. It seems to be slightly off from the beaten path that you're traveling. Do you decide to stick to the path that you're going, or do you sort of veer off to investigate?
All right.
Okay, let's go. Check
Okay.
it out.
So, you veer off from the beaten path and head on into the dense forest, heading on through. About 300, 400 feet in front of you, there is a small grove. And in the center of this, you can see a lit bonfire with a couple of tents before you. There's no signs of movement, however.
Will you scout it?
Make a survival check, please, Z. Okay. You sort of look around, but you're not able to see any signs of recent movement and whatnot. What do you decide to do? So you're kind of on the edge of this grove at the moment. A lot of you sort of in shrubbery and overgrowth, and just sort of keeping an eye on this small campsite that you found. Do you wish to proceed nearer?
Go ahead.
Okay. Is it just Zed that's going closer, or the rest of you? Bear in mind, whoever approaches, there's not really that much in the way of cover inside this grove. It's quite.
Should we wait, Z, or should we?
I could accompany him.
Okay.
And the rest of us lie and in the shadows as an
Yeah.
ambush.
Just sort of
in case
keeping
anyone
watch over
comes.
the situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will join.
Okay. So Z, VMAC, let's get a stealth check from yourselves, please. Well said.
Hey.
19.
Okay. Okay, so you begin approaching to the best of your ability, just sort of clambering through the snow without trying to make as little noise as possible. You hear a couple of voices about the cold with one another to discuss what they're having for a meal. As you sort of approach, you begin to hear sort of chirping from a bird that is high up in the trees surrounding this. Not so much as it makes a distraction, but you're sort of aware of its presence. What do you decide to do? Make a nature check, please.
Can I check too?
You can, yes.
Little bub.
Not gonna be a rogue's roll because I got -2 on it.
Yeah.
Three.
Okay. It is most definitely an owl. A snow owl, to be specific.
An owl made out of snow.
There doesn't seem to be anything ominous about it, no. It just begins hooting as you begin a...
Definitely suspicious owl. Damn it.
Yeah, they just seem to be conversing with one another. There's no sort of sight of alarm or anything like that. Difficult to say because they're actually inside the tents at this time. You sort of see their shadow from where they've got a lantern inside, but you can't really tell what they're wearing. Okay.
I walk with Z.
Okay. The conversation. Okay. Conversation stops for a moment, and you see the silhouettes move towards the entrance of the tent. They sort of throw on over the entrance, and you get a good. You see two individuals looking at yourselves. Both of them appear. Sorry, one of them appears to be female, the other one male. Both of them are wearing crimson red robes, and their hoods are up. And they sort of look you up and down, and the man just sort of smiles at yourself. At this point, the three of you sort of just watching this situation from the back, you see the owl fly off from the branch and begin heading towards the tent.
Suspicious owl is suspicious.
Heading towards the what?
Sorry, what was that, Mella?
Well, your mic cut off. You said the owl begins heading towards the...
You begin to see the owl sort of take off from the branch and begin heading towards the tent.
Okay.
The man sort of smiles at you and says,
Can
"Are you?"
I...
Oh, sorry. Yep, go on.
Could I throw fire at the owl?
If you wanted to.
Or shit, I don't know if it's a bad or a nice owl.
What could go wrong?
What would Mella do in this situation?
Crispy
Mella
owl.
likes animals. Mella doesn't want to burn innocent owls.
Yeah.
That's what Mella would do, not burn the owl. Nope.
Okay.
I'm not Enna anymore. It's hard to adjust.
Yeah, it's fine. So the man sort of pulls his hood down, his hood down, and he sort of looks to you all. He looks bald, with a tattoo on one side of his face. He kind of looks to you all and says, "Are you more children for the flock? Have you come seeking the words of the prophet?"
Yes.
At which point the owl sort of lands onto the ground near you. It begins to shimmer with a blue sort of teal glow, and you begin to see its form change, growing in size and becoming more humanoid. Before standing before you is another mid-30s woman donning a red crimson robe with a staff in her hand. And she says, "Thank you. I believe we have found more children for the Brotherhood Prophet." He sort of looks to her and nods. "Welcome, my children. You seek the blessings of the Brotherhood and the teachings of the Prophet, and we will show you the way. But First, I must ask, who are each of you? And why do you seek our teaching? Very nice to meet you, Z. You certainly do not look at these parts. And what does the Brotherhood, and what do you hope to gain from the Brotherhood? You see the woman who was in the tent with this robed gentleman just sort of let out a coy smile. And the rest of you, who might you be?
My name is VMAC. I accompany Z. Here I am.
So you're his squire?
Well, more like that. I'm accompanying him and like try to keep him out of danger.
I see. So a handler then.
Yes.
They turn to the remainder of you all. And yourself, Orc. We don't see too many of yourselves traveling through without a tribe.
I walk through the bushes and I say, well, this small gentleman here has made us all into a party of sorts, and well, what he says about you guys is very interesting.
So you wish to seek our teachings as a collective? I presume that is why you have traveled together, or perhaps perhaps for your own safety, maybe. Certainly, there are all sorts of monstrosities in these woods.
Yes, that is true.
Very well. We will see your resolve and test your faith. Those that live up to the challenge may join the Brotherhood, while those who fail will be washed away. Come, we have a great walk. We have a great trek in front of us, and there is no time to delay. And with that, they begin leaving the tent and sort of usher you to follow.
I guess we follow.
Follow the leader.
Very well. And I think from there, that is a good place as any to finish off the session for the day.
Oh,
Alright.
that was a really good session.
Nice.
You see,
Good to get back into it after a break.
it's always part of the plan, blowing that shit up.
Everything went better than expected.
I think Prime was just preparing for it, and then when you guys just weren't doing it, he was like, "Okay, the NPC froze over the barrel."
No, I didn't plan anything, but it definitely seemed like a good method of what they would do given their situation. So it worked out in the end.
I didn't think I was gonna form an explosion. I thought it was just gonna be fire on the ground.
Well, that combined with the sheer amount of alcohol and foods and various reagents, shall we say, that was in the base, it did create a bit of a fireball effect.
Alcohol is pretty flammable.
Yes, it is, especially in large quantities.
Mm.
Yeah.
Guess you weren't making weak shit.
A panda tear was shed.
Yes. Well, at least you managed to get some of it. Oh, I'm sure they will. Very nice.